Hey, Grandmaster Hafner here. This is going to be cool. I'm here with one of my favorite and long-term students, Matthew Martzolff. What you might not know, you might have seen him around the school, but you might not know that Matt's dad and I went to high school together. So I've known his family for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Love it here.
Cool. Now, we part of this presentation is we showed you doing your Kung Fu form. I think you've been doing that for a little over, maybe almost a year and a half now. I think when we first went back to that.
Yeah.
Matt's been in the program. Matt's 25 years old, but he's been in the program since he was a little guy. I have such a fond memory of his dad and him trudging down here going to karate class when he was just a little fella. So you've been in martial arts probably the whole life that you can remember.
I started when I was 6, so that comes out to about 19, 20 years now.
What do you remember about the old days? Like if you think about being 6, 7, and 8, kind of white belt, yellow belt, gold belt, what do you have something you can remember from that time?
All right, well, I was always rambunctious, so I was definitely one of the kids that the instructors are trying to keep in line. The colors down here were completely different. So just a lot of that feels like almost another world, like a separate reality.
Yep. And then you probably got your black belt maybe when you were 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah, about 10 years old, yeah.
And now you're a third-degree black belt.
Yes, sir.
What do you like about this? What do you think it is that, some people stay in the martial arts for a long time here, but you've stayed in it for a really long time. What's the magic here? What do you think?
I guess like on the small side of things, the energy that I have, this is a chance for me to let all that energy out. But beyond anything else, just the older I've gotten, the more I've recognized how much of what I learned in the martial arts has kind of become a part of who I am. And seeing what that's allowed me to achieve and become has excited me more about it. And so it just drives me to push as far as I can and see what I can get from the martial arts.
And would you say that you've learned things in here that have benefited you outside of here?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. And where do you see it going from here? What are the personal things that you're working on with your performance, but maybe also embracing the leadership position that you have around here, or the ways that you have of connecting with other students?
Well, it's obvious that I love the tricks, and it's definitely my goal to push my skill as far as I can over time. But teaching has definitely been really, really cool for me because I love showing people what they can do, showing them that they can do things they weren't sure that they could do. Because I remember my own situations for that kind of thing when I wasn't sure if I could do something. And then I eventually learned how to do it, and it just felt amazing. And I was like, wow, obviously I can do this, so I'm just going to keep on going. Feels really good.
I'm going to just expand on that just a little bit. If there was somebody that was maybe wondering whether or not martial arts would be good for their 6-year-old son and daughter, based on your own experience, what would you say to that parent?
I think it definitely just helps raise your child to be the best version of themselves that they can be. You know, no matter how good of a parent we are, there's still always something else that we can give to our children. And the things that come from the martial arts can be that next thing that just helps your child grow even better.
It's kind of a rough world out there, and you look at the kids, and sometimes they are engaging with this complicated, at times kind of stressful world, and you think about the tools that we have to give them, the inner strength, the focus, the courage, the confidence, and I think you're like me, you just wish every kid in town could have those things.
Definitely.
Talk a little bit, Matt, as we wrap up here about about the 4-man team that you're on right now and what that challenge is all about.
So the 4-man team Grandmaster's talking about is part of the 4th degree training that I'm a part of. There's 3 other candidates that are part of that 4th degree training. John, Victor, and Dora. It is really cool because at first it was just me doing 4th degree training, but now I have other people that I can train with. It's also interesting because we're all very different in our own way. And so we kind of come together and we all just have a different perspective on everything.
Well, Matt, I look forward to you being a master instructor. Thanks for being such a great student.
Thank you, sir.